everyone, Minglawa. So today we're going to do tools and techniques with Achan, and for this topic I'm actually choosing how to promote your project management skills through LinkedIn. I know that a lot of people use Facebook as their first social media, but I want to promote LinkedIn in this video because I want to show you how powerful LinkedIn is. And with me, I've actually got my friend who is a top recruiter through LinkedIn. Her name is Hannah, and she will actually walk through us on how to promote your project management skill sets in LinkedIn. So Hannah, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Can do, and thank you, Achan. Thanks for the introduction. So I am Hannah Silversich. So I have worked as a professional headhunter for years, and more recently in internal recruitment, so working for large global companies around the world, working with companies to help them with their talent attraction activities and also their employer branding, and helping individuals as well maximise their personal branding when it comes to anything job and career related. So if we look at the industry as a whole, professional headhunters and internal recruitment teams are using now typically a number of different ways to attract the right talent. So now companies and even headhunters are using all different channels in order to find the right people. And so with project managers in particular, it's really important for you guys to sell yourself well enough to be actually found on social media.
Okay, so LinkedIn would be the first tool to use to actually make a profile. So my first question to you is, I'm not going to ask you what LinkedIn is because I'm pretty sure everyone would know more or less, but how do you promote your project management skills in your profile?
That's a good question.
In LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that the headhunters or the recruiters actually know you're a project manager who's professional in his work or her work, and how do you get yourself searchable?
And that's really, really important. So there's a couple of different ways. So typically, Achan, what I would recommend for project managers out there is to look at the separate skills section on LinkedIn. So in that section, you can have up to 50 skills, and you can add or delete them at any time as your career evolves in project management. And really, you need to sit down first and work out what your keywords are for your industry, your sector, your specific project management experience. And then let's say you've got a series of, let's say, 5 to 10 keywords. They could be procurement, site management, construction management, whatever they might be. That's when you then go on to LinkedIn, add the skills to those sections, and also then look at your summary section and adding those skills onto your summary. They're all keyword searchable.
Okay, so basically what you need is you need to actually put in some skills that you've actually acquired in your projects.
Throughout your career.
So like stakeholders, cost analysis, procurement, anything that actually matches through your skills.
Correct.
Put it under your profile. Is that in your profile?
Summary and under your skills.
So there's two under your profile summary and in your skill sets, so that the recruiters can actually look through it and see through it. Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing too to mention is the more times you have those words, the more likely you're to be found in the first place. And more importantly, on a professional headhunter's search, you don't want to be found on page 300 because likely chances are that Headhunter's not going to go through 300 pages necessarily. So you want to increase your chances of being found on page, probably the first 10 pages. And in order to do that, if you have stakeholder and the professional headhunter needs to find someone with stakeholder experience, if they type in stakeholder Myanmar, the person or the people with the most amount of times with stakeholder and Myanmar throughout their CV will come up first.
Okay, so basically use the keywords that is necessary and relevant to your skills.
Correct.
Okay, so then my next question. So you've actually added in your keywords, you've summarized what you've done. But how do you highlight those projects? How do you say this was my key project that I've done, that I've that I have participated?
That's important.
Because you could add in all the keywords that you can choose.
Correct.
But how do you, like, we're gonna like funnel it deeper.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and showcase those skills or those projects that you've done.
Yes.
To say I've participated in international projects, or I've participated in a groundbreaking, innovative
Correct.
project. So
Yeah.
where do you put that in?
And that's actually on a separate section. So the project section itself is where to list in text. So you would put them in chronological order. You can actually put the dates that you worked on those projects. You
Yeah.
can mention the description of the projects.
Right.
And then on your project, it will actually list them out.
Okay.
That's one place. So an example would be, you might be a project manager. On your profile, you might say 20 years experience across project management in Myanmar. And then you might list your key skills as dot points, and then you might actually add a video showcasing your project, and that's another way to showcase someone
Like a short
in
video.
media. Yes, yeah, adding media onto your profile.
And the recruiters actually look at
They will
those.
see that.
So they
Yes.
will look at the key projects, they will look at the skill sets.
Correct.
And they
All
will
of
look-
it.
All of it. Okay. So now the other question I have is, I've seen a lot of project managers joining groups,
Yes.
discussion groups,
Yes.
or on following project managers associations. So my question is it actually beneficial to join groups? And like, do you follow the company as that is relevant to you? And when you join those groups, do you have to participate in the discussions?
Okay. The answer, the first part of the question is definitely. So I would definitely
So
recommend
join groups, yeah.
and companies. So
And
follow
companies.
companies in Myanmar
Yeah.
or
International.
globally
Yeah.
that you like what they're doing and the work. You might want to work for them eventually one day. And so what happens is your news feed will then have the company-specific information of all the companies that you've joined.
Yeah.
When they launch a new project, they're hiring new talent. You'll get to see that on your news feed or your homepage on LinkedIn. With groups in particular, again, there are localized groups and there are global groups. I'd recommend joining the groups that are relevant to you, and then deciding on the frequency of the information that you get to find out about when people do post information. And it's really, really important. So LinkedIn in general, the more active you are, the more you're going to get out of it. So I
Right.
wouldn't just recommend to join. I'd recommend to like and share other articles from other members of the group. You can also add comments and gain ideas from other project managers, but equally share some of your key experiences with other project managers around the world. It's almost like to become a thought leader within project management. So recruiters also, like I have in the past, I have joined groups in the areas that I recruit in to actually find the best talent in that space.
So
And it's what we
recruiters are
do,
actually there.
to find the best talent. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's
you
another channel.
So just to get it right, so you need to join groups,
Yes.
follow companies
Yes.
that you are interested in.
Yep.
Based on that, you actually try to discuss. If you don't want to put in discussion, you share these information. You can actually filter out those discussions, and you
And
can
the
learn from
frequency.
the frequency of it, so you can learn the best practices out of the industry that you're working
That's
in.
right.
And recruiters are actually in those groups,
They are. Yes.
spying on you to see whether or not you are
They want
actually
to know,
talented.
and they want to know who's out there
Ah.
and who is expressing things that that might be innovative or might be
Right.
groundbreaking or might be they just feel confident in what you're sharing and what you're saying.
Okay.
That they feel comfortable and they want you to then work for their client.
Right. Okay. So that's a very good tip. Now we focus on the recruitment and we focus on the participants looking for jobs. So let's look at from the other side, the company side.
Yep.
So let's say if you're like a company owner,
Yes.
or let's say you've just founded a company, would
Yep.
you as well just want to promote? You want to give a shout out to attract talents to your company. So you want to attract project management professionals. You want to attract talented, quality employees
Yes.
towards your company.
Yep.
How do you actually, shout out through LinkedIn
Yep.
that, hey, I've got the best company with the best, employee benefits. Come join me.
Okay, and that's really important. So I think for company owners in Myanmar, it's really, really important to actually have a company page on LinkedIn for
Yeah.
starters. So it's linked to your main website as well.
So
But
you can link it.
you can,
Okay.
yeah. So you can actually have a clickable link there that when people go to your LinkedIn page, they can then go to your website. So
Excellent.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
So it's these days it's no longer best practice is no longer what companies do. It's really what you can offer employees. So and that's why we call it employer branding. Is you want employees and project managers out there. They want to know what they get out of why choosing your organisation
Right.
over the next. So if you don't highlight that as an organisation, other companies and your competitors are probably doing that. So particularly global organisations, they're a lot better at showcasing why us, why.
So like
Simon
gender
why.
diversity,
Correct.
equal pay.
Yes. Yeah, they might have really good paternity leave. They
Right.
might have really good bonus structure. You know,
Right.
whatever it might be. It ranges per company, but the companies don't have to necessarily use professional headhunters and pay a lot of money to attract talent.
Right.
So as a business owner, if you were to look at investing on LinkedIn as a company, and showcasing your jobs that you have internally, writing enough about yourself and what the employee gets out of joining your organisation, then you start to actually attract people more proactively rather than reactively.
Right.
So just posting a job on a job board is just no longer working for a lot of companies, and you might get volume rather than quality.
Yeah. So I think another thing in terms of project management is like setting up a project management office.
Yes.
So when you set up a project management office, you actually write in your processes, what your project managers do, what talent you've
Methodology.
actually got,
Yep.
and you actually publish that through LinkedIn so that people can actually see this is a company with high caliber. This is the company that actually have all
That's
these
right.
processes
Yes.
that are
They
advertising.
wanna see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that have the best
Yeah.
practices.
Yeah.
That is very, very useful information.
Oh,
actually.
extremely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So thank you, Hannah.
Pleasure.
So I think we've kind of like summarized that the first thing is, yes, you need to use LinkedIn to promote your project management skill sets. I mean, you can use through Facebook as well, but LinkedIn is a very, very professional, globally,
right.
Connected network.
That's right.
And second of all, you need to showcase your skill sets through summary page. You need to showcase your skill sets through the searches, which is the words, and then you need to use keywords, like words that you've actually encountered
Yes.
on your
So
project.
under your skills and under your project section.
Under your project
Yes.
section.
Yeah.
Join groups, okay? Join groups that are relevant to you. Join groups that are relevant to your industry, so you can understand the best practices that comes out of it,
And companies.
and companies
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to be part of the discussion, at least try to share these discussions so that the recruiters can actually see that you're interested
You're active.
you're active and
Yeah.
you're interested in these topics. Yeah.
Yes.
And then as a company, generally, you have to create your own LinkedIn page beside your profile page, link them in,
Yeah.
and then try to showcase your procedures, your methodologies, your, like for project management, do you have a project management office? Do you do these type of projects? And, showcase them through your profile as well.
That's right.
And recruiters will actually be able to see it, as well as people who want to apply for those jobs.
Correct.
Excellent. So I think we've learned a lot. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Hannah.
Pleasure.
And we'll
Yeah.
see you again. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.